Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Indeed. Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Pat Unleashed on Instagram. Pat Unleashed on Threads.
What's that? Just Google Pat Unleashed and then the
yeah, exactly.
and the social media app you'd like to find him on, and
you'll find it.
Have at it.
YouTube.com/Pat Gray is where you can go if you want to go to YouTube and check us out there. The show is posted on YouTube every day. And then, of course, blazetv.com/Pat to find the podcast anytime, anywhere.
Do we have any idea, Chris? I'm kind of throwing this at you. What the current discount code is? I inquired among some folks in the building yesterday. Have not heard back, so I don't know. I thought I would ask you. I think I sent him on a mission.
Oh,
freedom.
Oh.
All right, so just type in freedom.
Good. All right,
and then get some money off and stuff.
$10 or $20, who knows? But it's a good, solid discount. That's what it is.
I hope you heard that Gabby doing her best, who reached out to me, and I had no clue. So there it is. Try freedom, Gabby.
Okay. There you go. Yesterday, President Biden was in Britain, where he met with British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak.
Oh.
And here's what that looked like.
Does he recognize him now? I mean, let's see. Boy, he looks really good.
Spry, doesn't he? He looks spry.
Okay, now what in the hell is that with the British media? Do they try to get the attention of the people they're photographing? Is that what it is? Listen to this.
Weird. They are weird over there. Just doesn't make any sense. Go back again and just play it from the start, because he does the fake jog.
He loves that.
I hate it so much. It's so stupid. He thinks he's fooling us. Watch. In a second, I'm going to move my arms really fast. And here I go. Oh, I'm jogging.
What the hell? I mean, commit to it, old man. I was like 1.5 pumps.
He can't. He's so pathetic that he can't even commit to the fake jog now. Oh, that's horrible.
He sucks.
It's just horrifying. The guy should not be the president of the United States.
No.
Good.
No.
Gosh, it's unbelievable. It's so embarrassing.
No, the man should be federal inmate 8257913.
But at the very least, put him in a rest home, an assisted living place. I don't care. Just get him out of office.
Ugh.
Impeach this guy, the worst of all time. Plus, he also met with King Charles for some reason. Who knows why? We're playing make-believe with the pretend King of England. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares about this guy? And why would you meet with him? He's ceremonial. Let's stop with the bull crap. Can we do that? No.
Well, you got a couple guys who want to control your life through the climate change scams. So.
Yeah, and he's definitely one of them. That's for sure. Check out the difference, though, between Biden and Trump, making the same walk among the royal guard.
Watch this.
Nice comparison here. On the bottom.
I mean, good Lord. I mean, that is tough to look at.
It is.
Close your frickin' mouth, old man.
And he looks like he could fall down at any second for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
It is embarrassing. Wow. Like, we're out of words, man. They don't do justice to what this man is for this country. Look at
so
that.
Bad.
Just looks like a caveman with his mouth open, waddling around there.
Close. Yes. Thing one. Close your freaking mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, and start that from the beginning. Go ahead, Joe, because a lot of people back when Trump made this walk, go ahead and play it, please. You got Trump, people were like, oh, look, he's walking in front of the Queen. What a jerk. You're supposed to walk side by side with the Queen. That was an awkward start to the walk, so get over it. Meanwhile, you got
the King's walking behind him.
Idiot down here below, completely walking in front of him.
Yep.
Yep. Of course, Charles.
At least he let the Queen catch up to him. King Charles walked behind him the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think Charles cares. He's just like, I don't want to be seen next to this guy. If I can hide behind him
for
here.
Sure. He's a little guy, too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, how tall is he?
Biden towers over him. So Joe met quite a few people in Europe yesterday, and he just made us proud. Producer Chris put together a little montage here.
Thank you, cameras. Thank you, media.
Here he is with Sunak.
Thank you, cameras.
Thank you, cameras of sorts.
Thank you, media.
Thank you, media. King Charles is 5'10", by the way. Is that tea? We're sure about that? Yeah, we're sure. It's tea.
All out. Thank you. Thank you, cameras. Come on.
All right, thank you. Move along, please.
I bet it's Metamucil.
Deaf. That's what's in his
so
cup.
here's this again. Now look at this. Come on, old man. Come on, old man.
He has to herd him.
Bro.
Look at that. He herds him like an animal. Come on, dude. Move. We're going over here, old man. We're going over here. And Charles isn't much younger. What is Charles? 78?
Okay, we're going over here. Now John Kerry's got to play the role of sheep herder. Come on.
Gosh. So bad. We're over here. Over here, douche. I can't stand it. Yeah, okay, now I'm going in here. Where do I go? I'm pointing to you, stupid. Look, they have to do this every time. Every time he has no idea where to go. No idea.
Yep.
What do I do? What do I do? Go this way, stupid. Go this way. Hello, we're going this way! I can't. I just can't.
It's like every step he takes is his first.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, because he's afraid he's going to wander off and do something stupid. And he knows he will every time. That's why every time he gets off stage, somebody's got to come herd him out of there. Every time they're walking who knows where, they've got to show him where to go. He doesn't know. And you know he's told a million times before the event. All right, exit stage right. You go to the right. You're going to these guys. And he still can't do it because he's got no mind left. So he has no idea where to go. He's got no short-term memory, and he can't hold that information inside his head. He just can't.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Compare that. You know, we compared Biden with Trump. You got to see this backflip that RFK Jr. did yesterday. Play this.
A natural backflip?
Yeah, this is the other Democrat running.
Oh, okay, into water.
Yeah, into water. Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was doing a.
But just imagine Biden trying this.
Oh my! Oh jeez, he'd be dead. He'd be freaking dead.
I know.
Oh, look at that slow motion.
Yeah, how about that?
That's nice.
Take your shoes off, though, bro. What are you doing? Anyway, so there
tell
you
you
go.
this, it's better than I could do.
Yeah. Oh, ditto.
I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, so
That's
there you go.
a lot better than I could do. The guy's quite a bit older than me.
Comparison between the two Democrat hopefuls.
Yeah. Oh,
2024.
Please, there's no comparison.
But I want to see Joe try that. I got to see that.
And you notice Joe doesn't challenge anybody to jog around the block anymore, to go out and do sit-ups or push-ups or go out fight me out back. He doesn't do that anymore. I think he realizes now, yeah, if somebody takes me up on that, that would not be good.
How about a 4-step race? You ready? Here we go.
Let's go. Let's do your fake jog and I'll actually jog. How about that? Let's see how that goes.
Boy, it feels like the press is starting to turn against Joe.
A little bit. Some. Yeah, some is. And there are some stories that are starting to leak out, like his private fury. Like, I guess he's so bad in meetings with people. He just tears your head off.
Yeah,
and so people are afraid to go in by themselves. They have to go in pairs.
Correct, as a shield, yeah. But the headline on Axios, I love that. Old Yeller, Biden's private fury.
That's good.
You could take a lot from that headline.
That's good.
Besides just yelling. But
they have at least noticed and acknowledged he's old.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And from that article, it says the president's admonitions include, GD, how the F don't you know this? Don't blanking BS me. Get the blank out of here. So this is according to current and former aides.
And him asking somebody, how the F don't you know that? What an ironic thing to ask someone else. When there are a million things he doesn't know.
Do you know you?
Yeah,
Joe?
have you met you? Let me introduce you to you.
Put those other headlines up there too, Joe. You just had them up there.
Step aside, Joe. Isn't it from the Atlantic?
All these headlines we have are
from the Atlantic.
Are from left-leaning publications. Axios, the Atlantic. What's the New York Times got?
Hang on, I want to read the subheading. First, step aside, Joe Biden. The president has no business running for office at age 80. Right. Thank you from the Atlantic. Thank you. New York Times opinion from Maureen Dowd. It's 7 grandkids, Mr. President.
Wow.
That's so great.
In the New York Times.
He claimed 5, so he left out one of his actual grandkids to him, even though the one in Arkansas is an actual grandchild.
Right.
But they will not acknowledge that poor little girl. They won't even acknowledge her existence. Now, most people are a little irritated or upset or disgusted by that. Not The View. The View thought it was just perfectly fine.
Scarring one of his grandchildren's lives by not publicly embracing her. So apparently, his son had a baby with a woman.
Listen to this. Apparently, his son. Thank you. Thank you for that acknowledgement that apparently happened 4 freaking years ago. Well, she's 4 now, so it was longer than that, and everybody's known about it for a long time. I bet you this is the first time The View has ever acknowledged it.
Oh, it's got to be.
I'll bet it's the first time.
Gotta be.
Yep.
They've fought about it. He pays for the baby, but he has not embraced the child. So Maureen Dowd is saying it's bad for the child that the president has not acknowledged
the grandfather has not acknowledged.
So I kind of think, well, she should be kvetching at the son. Whose baby it is.
Sure.
It's not the president's baby. So
no, it's his grandbaby.
I'm throwing it out.
I agree with you completely. It shouldn't have been
Anna Navarro.
Directed to Joe Biden. It should be directed to Hunter Biden.
Yeah. Don't give the grandfather any responsibility here at all. He's just the president of the United States. You shouldn't ask this of him. The president of the United States is not acknowledging a grandchild. Would that be okay for any other president, let alone Donald Trump? I mean, let's say Donald Trump had an illegitimate grandchild from Don Jr. Are you kidding me? Or Eric, or any of his children. They would completely excuse Donald Trump? Donald Trump doesn't even acknowledge that child. Can you imagine the hysteria over that?
I'd like to point out that the last electable Democrat, Grover Cleveland, took care of a child that probably wasn't even his own. But, just whatever. I'll take care of it. People
I love the Grover Cleveland trivia because I don't think it's really well known.
Where else are you going to go for Grover Cleveland facts?
Nowhere. There will be no other show on the air anywhere in the world today that will mention, much less have a cool fact like that, Grover Cleveland.
Okay. I will tell you, though, a year from now, this show will have been ahead of the curve when people start talking about if the nominee for the Republican Party, Donald Trump, wins re-election.
Will there be precedent for that?
Yes, there will.
And the answer is yes, Grover Cleveland. That's right.
And so you will say, oh, yeah, totally. I knew that long ago, where the mainstream folks started talking about that.
Yep. So So there you go. I mean, some are starting to wake up. Of course, there's some still fast asleep in a freaking coma. The Whoopi Goldberg and Anna Navarros of the world who believe the grandfather has no responsibility here whatsoever. No, it can't be at all harmful to this child who may not be affected by it now because she doesn't know. She doesn't really realize, okay, the president and his son are ignoring you. Your father and your grandfather are pretending you don't exist. Is that harming her now? I don't know. Probably having no father in her life does. But eventually, she's going to find out about all this. And is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing in her life? My gosh, she didn't do this. You know, that was between her mom and dad. That's not her. She didn't do it. So it's just really, it's shameful. It's pathetic. But it's typical of the left. They don't care. They just don't care about these kinds of things. 888-900-3393. It's no secret that we're in a culture war, unlike anything this country's ever seen. We fight every day in our schools, for our children, in our churches, for our morality and freedom of religion, in our politics, in order to keep the left from turning the land of the free into a Marxist society. But how many of us fight every day with our finances? Constitution Wealth is a group of conservative financial managers that understands that even in investing has become a battleground, and conservatives are losing. Most conservatives' portfolios are currency funding, currently funding the very morals and evils that we fight against every day. But no longer. It doesn't have to be that way. At Constitution Wealth, they believe in aiming to empower American patriots through wealth management services like investing, estate planning, tax planning, and charitable giving. You could have a successful investment experience without investing in and supporting companies that aid the tobacco industry, the abortion industry, and other ideals that conflict with your core values. Constitution Wealth will support aligning your values with your financials because they understand that you can greatly increase your portfolio when you invest using your core values, not just the numbers. They respect liberty and freedom, and they believe in helping people fulfill their God-given potential. Constitution Wealth, they're looking for like-minded people like you who are ready to invest and potentially change the financial landscape of America. So, book a free consultation at Constitution Wealth, all one word, constitutionwealth.com/Pat. That's constitutionwealth.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So, part of what the U.S. envoy was doing in Britain was, of course, talking about climate change, because it is other than white supremacy.
Yeah, right.
It is the biggest challenge we face on this planet, as you know. I don't have to tell you that.
I'm glad you didn't let that slide.
Yeah, I can't. I can't let it slide. First of all, we don't pay nearly enough attention to the white supremacists. We don't, because there are, what, trillions of them? Trillions of white supremacists on this planet.
Uh-huh.
And so the only, I don't know which is bigger, frankly. Is it the white supremacy or is it climate change? I don't know. I don't know. They're both so severe and such existential problems that we're facing. I don't know which to focus on more. But here was John Kerry explaining his role on how we can fix the planet.
Okay.
Lots of parts of the world are exacerbating the problem right now. But when you have bombs going off and you have damage to septic tanks or to power centers, etc., you have an enormous release of greenhouse gas, of methane,
right.
All of the family of greenhouse gases.
The whole
result
family.
is it's adding to the problem. I'm not, believe me, that's the fight in Ukraine is a fight that we have to make, that the world has to make. The values at stake are enormously important to all of us. So I'm not suggesting by any fashion that this is not a fight we shouldn't be involved in.
Talking about Ukraine.
But I am saying that
affecting
there are
the climate.
ancillary impacts
That's
as a result of it.
impacts. Okay, good.
So hold on a second.
Right.
So that was him saying that, Ukraine is bad and stuff. But look at the environment. Look what's happening to the environment because of all the bombs and the whatnot.
Yeah. Well, we're hitting sewer plants and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. What was missing from his analysis, the great John Kerry, was the pipeline that we blew up. Allegedly. How much environmental damage did that do? Anything there you got to report, John? Jeez. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, I'm sorry that you guys are all dying and stuff, but let's, if you're going to fight a war, let's make sure that we don't,
Let's not blow up sewer plants.
Don't pollute the earth while you're shooting each other.
Release methane gas into the air or the whole family of gases.
That's what he said.
The whole family of gases. Oh, okay. Is there a family of gases? I'm not aware, really, of the family. I guess I didn't learn that.
Here come the tweet handles. family
of gases. Yep. Yep. And, of course, they're talking about green initiatives.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Well, this is, how hot is it going to be this year? Do you know? Because John Kerry knows.
Does he really?
He knows.
Oh, good.
He's seen the future. They can't predict 100 years out. They can't predict 10 years out. So now they're just aiming for.
They can't predict 2 hours
exactly.
out. Seriously, how many times have they been wrong about our weather lately?
Just in the last few months.
Oh my gosh, it's stunning. It's going to be 114 in Dallas. It turns out to be 80 degrees. There was one day last week or the week before where it was predicted to be in the 100 or more. Mm-hmm. It was 81 that day.
There is a
81. They predicted rain all last week. Didn't rain a drop last week. They can't predict just a few hours in the future.
There's a local weatherman who is very snarky online. And no, y'all, it's not my buddy Jesse Huila, who I interact with on a regular basis. But there's another local weather guy who has to constantly explain, when I say there's a 10% chance of a storm, I'm saying, he explains coverage and all this stuff. Anyway, there were 3 days in a row a couple of weeks ago when I thought, today I'm going to mow because there's a 10% chance of rain. The second I pull in my driveway, the bottom falls out. The next day, a bottom falls out. The next day, I'm a mile from home, the bottom falls out. So, I should go play the lottery after getting the 10%.
No kidding.
But they put that in there to cover their ass because they can't predict accurately 24 hours from now.
That's right.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and change your lifestyle and the economy for the next century on these predictions.
Right.
Shut up, you.
Yeah, we're going to spend $100 trillion based on our predictions, which has never been right 20 years into the future.
If people,
never, not once.
If people can't see the scam for what governments do, if they didn't get their fill of scams with COVID and vaccines and masks and all of that stuff, can you not see what they're trying to do to your quality of life by taking over the economies of the world through this climate scam? Look who's getting rich. And in fact, we'll have a clip showing you who's getting rich from this shortly.
It's a stinking hoax.
Yep.
And it's not a hoax because the weather hasn't warmed. I don't know, big deal. It's gone up 0.9 degrees in 100 years. So what? It's gone up much hotter, much faster than that in the past. And that had nothing to do with man-caused global warming. Mm-hmm. It just happens. I was just watching some other stupid thing. No, I think it was the 72 most dangerous places again.
You and your documentaries.
Yeah, yep. So the 72 most dangerous, and they're all about climate change. Most of these places are brought on, they've become dangerous because of climate change.
Right.
So they're talking about Antarctica and how cold it is. And then they talk about, all right, here's a continent that used to be warmer than California. And then they say, and it might get that way again. Well, wait, okay, but if it's already been way in the distant past, hotter than California, what caused it then?
Yeah, they're going to cover
that. And who says we can do anything about it now?
I know. They're going to cover that in the next episode.
Right.
When they talk about the SUV factory that used to be based there.
It's asinine. Yeah, the SUV that was there in 40,000 BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you there?
I was not.
Okay.
So you're right.
Okay.
I don't know that they didn't have an SUV plant.
Are you a scientist?
No, okay. I am not a scientist. I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so no.
You got nothing going
I got
for you, man.
nothing. So anyway, he's going to predict the temperature for us?
Yeah. Let's see how.
All right, here's John Kerry.
Rest of the year.
This is a very important point.
Right.
The climate crisis is growing by the day. You just saw and have reported on what happened in New York. All around the world, there are record-breaking days where the heat is greater than it's ever been before.
Pause it for a second.
This will be
okay, dude, by all that is holy, please don't confuse weather with climate. How many times have we heard that from them? You never hear that from him anymore. Why? Because they confuse weather with climate every freaking day, especially in the summer. If it's going to get hot, they're going to claim it's climate change. It's not summertime where that just happens. It's climate change. Oh, it just drives me out of my mind. Let him finish.
be the hottest June and July. It'll be the hottest summer. It'll be the hottest year.
Wow.
And we all know that because the science is telling it to us and because Mother Earth is responding by telling us exactly what's going on.
I just can't. I can't.
So it's like, it's going to be the hottest summer, hottest year. And oh, by the way, let me slip in a Gaia reference for you for good measure. Ugh. This guy.
Well, that's what they worship. So, yes, they have to slip that in. It's their very foundation now.
Yeah.
Pathetic. These people are pathetic. But, they're counting on the fact that nobody's going to pay attention, that we're going to believe them every time, despite the fact that they've been wrong every time. Literally, every time they've made a future forecast like this that stretches out 10, 20 years. They're wrong. They have never been right. We've played you the examples a million times. We've shown them to you in the headlines. I mean, starting clear back as early as, well, it was even prior to 1970 with the first Earth Day. But all the predictions they made then were about climate change going the other direction. Caused by the self-same thing. Caused by CO2. Okay.
Yeah, they found a way to make money off of it getting warmer.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did.
And that's where they went.
And they're doing it. I mean, we've made climate billionaires of Al Gore and many others. So congratulations. They're going to keep that gravy train going. People ask all the time,
why would they do this, though? Why would they do it?
Money.
Yeah.
There's big money in climate change.
Yep.
Big money. And they're not going to let that go.
Yep. That's lesson number 4 I teach my kids. Follow the money every time.
Every
That will
single
lead
time.
you to your answer, kids.
Money and power. Those are the things we fall for all the time. Unless your name is George Washington. Then he's the one example of somebody really who didn't.
So we talk about smoke-filled rooms and decisions being made and, dark cloak rooms and stuff like that. It's about as close as you're going to get to having a camera in one of these was yesterday with John Kerry talking to these global elites there in Britain.
Okay.
There's a full understanding here, particularly with
Listen
the
carefully.
evidence of the last few weeks piling on, that when scientists are telling us that they are terrified by what they're seeing.
Oh, the terrifying.
And when we hear those same scientists telling us that we are in uncharted territory, this group has come together to try to figure out, okay, how do we deploy the funds necessary to invest to create the new clean energy economy?
Here we go.
And I'm glad to say you recognize many of the people here in the United States, and Mr. President, you've been with them before. They represent literally trillions of dollars, either invested or assets under management or assets owned.
Yeah, because they're
And
dummies.
they are making decisions every single day about how to accelerate this transition.
Transition
Holy
our
cow.
world, man.
And then afterwards, this is great. Watch the procession of SUVs leaving the meeting. They believe strongly in what they're saying because look at this. They're all driving smart cars.
Wait, no.
Oh, wait. No. No, they're not. They're all driving massive SUVs. More than 30 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And
That's great.
There was conflicting reports if these were all connected to Biden or if this was everybody. I don't know.
Oh, I bet it was just Biden.
Right?
What do you want to bet it was just Biden's entourage?
Yeah, I think this was just Biden's
gosh, look at this.
tour de force.
SUVs, buses, all manner of trucks. There's not one economical guzzler there at all.
But,
oh my God,
but you be sure to drive a smart car, walk everywhere, live in your 15-minute city. We're going to jet set and drive our SUVs, little people.
And we can only produce electric vehicles from now. Not one in that procession. Not one.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Oh, don't forget, Glenn's new book, Dark Future, comes out today. So you don't have to pre-order now. You can just buy the book and have it in your possession. Really good stuff. Dark Future, it's the sequel to The Great Reset. And I think you're going to love it. You know, obviously, Klaus Schwab plays an important role, as do these two buffoons on either side of him, Bill Gates and Joe Biden. But if you want to know what's going on, that's where you'll find it. So pick that up. GlennsNewBook.com if you want to get it there. What I like to do is just get the digital. A lot of people like my wife.
I like to feel the book physically in my
I'm right
hand.
There. Yeah.
I like to turn the pages, look at it, smell it, and touch it, and tactile.
Yeah.
No. If I want the book, I want it in 10 seconds, and you can do that digitally.
See, I'm the world's slowest reader, so I like to bookmark it and then look and say, oh, look, I'm making progress. Look at that. I'm halfway through. 6 months later.
Well, the digital copy will tell you exactly how much you've completed as you're completing it. Like you're 10% through, you're 15% through. Oh, I love it. It's great.
Well, listen to you, Mr. Technology.
Right? That's the one thing, maybe, where I like the new technology and use it a lot.
I had no idea. Told you, you know.
Oh yeah, that's where I get all my books.
Now I'm intrigued.
Online.
Okay.
All right, we got some tweets here from Lonesome Rider. Listened this morning. Carrie sounds like Saturday Night Live. Tonight it will be dark, and tomorrow it will be light. Must be climate change.
Must be climate change.
And this freaking guy has been lying to us through his communist teeth for decades. Anybody remember I think this was 1971, 1972, the Winter Soldier trials?
They had personally raped, cut off ears, cut off heads, taped wires from portable telephones to human genitals and turned up the power.
Genitalia, genitals, whatever.
Cut off limbs,
blown
up bodies,
right.
Randomly shot at civilians,
razed villages in a fashion reminiscent of Genghis Khan,
shot cattle and dogs for fun, poisoned food stocks.
Those food stocks were poisoned.
Generally ravaged the countryside of South Vietnam.
But look at how it was dressed. It was totally naked. It deserved to be ravaged. So, and that was a lie. He got that information second or third hand. He wasn't there at the time. He didn't know what he was talking about. And he disparaged our troops after having been one.
And then don't forget, he allegedly threw his medals over the fence at the White House.
And then somehow still had them. Later on. Interesting.
Okay.
Let's go back to that shot, the hypocritical shot of the SUVs leaving the big summit with the leaders. There they go. Some of them.
And look at the private jets moving, too.
Yeah.
This is game on. All that. By the way.
Just shows. Look at this. Snaking out of there. For a minute and 44 seconds this goes on. At least while we were, I mean, who knows how long after that.
You know how Russian dash cam videos, everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's
nobody is.
Nobody
in this.
Yeah,
they're killing all of us right here.
I was going to say that the environment survives this.
Oh, did?
Yeah, totally.
It did?
Totally.
I'm really surprised.
30-something cars, multiple jet planes
and they
there.
get cheered for this entourage. What's the matter with you people? Do you not understand the total and complete hypocrisy here? raised villages in a fashion reminiscent of Genghis Khan.
This is why scientists are terrified, because they see these trains of SUVs driving around.
I'll say it again, too. If you really believed, as they say they do, is this the way you would be living your life? Would you be driving around in SUVs, or would you insist on something, that wasn't a gas guzzler, on an EV? Find me a vehicle that is completely electric. That's what you would insist on. And then you would fly back coach. Which is, of course, not what they're doing.
Well, there's safety.
Yeah, and I'm fine with that. But I'm basing all of this on what they supposedly believe. And there's no way you live your life like they do if you believe what you're saying.
Yeah, and then
there's just no way.
To build your electric cars, we've got child labor happening all across the world. There's a cobalt mine.
We don't mind that, though.
That's for your electric.
We don't mind it.
Car battery.
Look at that.
Thousands of young children forced to work in these mines so that you can...
Is that Africa or is that...
Yeah, that's in the Congo.
Yeah. Wow.
Cobalt mine there, so...
not a problem.
That's their green energy solution right there.
It's got to come from somewhere, my friend. It's got to come from somewhere. Cobalt mining, wind turbines being buried. Where are you going to put all this stuff? Where are you going to put the car batteries once they're expired?
Yeah,
because those are a huge environmental
That's what
problem.
you were talking about right there.
Look at that.
See that little upper rightish corner? That's the bulldozer.
Okay.
And that is just one section.
Just pushing it into the
turbines.
ground, into the big hole in the ground.
And how many of those wind turbines knocked bald eagles out of the sky?
Right. Probably all of them.
Killed osprey. We got the solar panels getting so hot that when birds fly over them, zap them right out of the sky. But whatever.
Whatever, indeed. They don't care. They don't care. Got this from High Plains Stranger. Grover Cleveland, in his current state,
oh no,
has more brain cells than Joe Biden.
That's a fact.
Yes.
And by the way, I don't think we started to say it. I don't think we finished the thought. If Donald Trump wins, he will have served non-consecutive terms. And the only other president would be Grover Cleveland.
Grover.
Yeah. That'd be a cool trivia question.
It was Grover Cleveland, then...
Oh, it was then it was William Henry Harrison or Benjamin Harrison.
So.
It was William Henry.
One of those guys. One of the Harrisons died, too, like a month into his reign or whatever.
That was the grandpa.
Yeah. From Gears, how dare you mention Grover Cleveland right in the middle of James K. Polk Tuesday.
Oh, no.
That's a longtime fan right there. Thank you,
James K.
for
Polk
continuing
Tuesday.
to listen. Appreciate that. That's something I don't think we've ever been forgiven for dropping James K. Polk Tuesday.
Hold on a second. A little nerddom here. I'm sorry. Let's go back to William Henry Harrison.
All right.
Because he did...
Why not?
Listen, if Trump gets back in there, regardless of who gets in there after Biden, assuming it's whatever president gets in after Biden, let's say it happens in 2024, God willing, they are going to inherit the most sabotaged economy, which is exactly what happened for Grover Cleveland's second term. It was a disaster because there was so much time. Remember, we get in now January 20th. It used to be March 4th. And there was so much time between early November and early March that Harrison sabotaged the economy. I mean, it is documented what he did to set Grover Cleveland up for his second term. And that's happening not just in the waning months of a Biden presidency, if it only lasts 4 years. It's happening for 4 years. Whatever president comes in there, Democrat, if it's RFK, Republican, if it's Trump, DeSantis, you fill in the blank, they are going to have the biggest disaster. And there's going to be so much blamed on them. It's, help.
Yep.
Aliens send help.
Yep.
This is
and they're trying to condition people right now to believe that things are great.
Yes.
It's already great.
Bidenomics, baby.
Bidenomics has turned us around. Was it? It was the Fareed Zakaria interview where he said, what a great job he's done. People have seen the great job you've done turning around the economy. Oh, my God.
But you're old.
But why? Yeah, why run for another term when you're going to be 114 by the time you're elected.
Oh my gosh, we could bring this full circle. Why not be James K. Polk? Do everything you said you were going to do in 4 years and then walk away.
Then you're done.
I did a great job. I'm out of here.
Not many do that. Calvin Coolidge did that. I mean, he served the last 2 years of what's-his-face, Harding's term, and then he was reelected, but then he didn't run again. Correct. He was done.
And then the nation discovered debt, and the rest is history, and ran ourselves into the ground. YouTube.com/@the-mic-with-Keith if you want to check out that Calvin Coolidge special.
The great thing about that is then they blamed it all on him. And that's why he doesn't get any credit for being such an incredible... I mean, the Roaring 20s were called that for a reason. Because the economy was roaring. So...
Good times.
Yeah, good times. Lone Wolf 2965 tweets, is there anything less science-y than Mother Earth?
Oh, yeah. John Kerry's little Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. Very science-y. Mother Earth. Let's just take 1 second here and show these. Do we have the photos for full screen? Okay. This is Biden. Must have been listening yesterday. Because, first of all, do you have the first one where he salutes? Because he actually stopped and saluted the Marines. Then he shook hands. Somebody was paying attention.
Yeah. Now, if you are listening... here's a message for you. You suck. Okay? Go away. Just in case someone wants to pass that along.
By all that is holy, when even your best friends, the New York Times, has turned against you and said, okay, it's time. Get out. When the Atlantic says, this is ludicrous. Get out. Stop. Then maybe you should take notice of that. And maybe you should do something about that. I mean, people are asking, where was the article I read over the weekend? When is the optimum time for him to drop out of the race? And, of course, the first line was immediately. Well, yeah, but I don't see him doing that. Maybe. I think he's too much of an egomaniac. He loves it too much.
I mean, just look at how bad he is now. Just
imagine this.
If he really did 8 years.
In 3 more years.
I want you to imagine the state of Joe Biden on January 20th.
I can't imagine.
2029.
I mean, you might have full-scale meltdown by then. It might be like every time he speaks, he can't.
He's going to be in a wheelchair, drooling on himself.
Yeah.
And
you're not going to be able to hide that.
Yeah.
Like, FDR did, Woodrow Wilson did. I mean, he had a massive stroke at the end, 2 years into his last term. And he was in the basement of the White House most of the time, being tended to. And his wife ran the show. So
I mean, we've seen this guy on a massive decline just in 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Imagine 2.5 more.
Or imagine 5.5 more.
No, I can't. I won't.
Oh, God.
Jeez. All right. Speaking of climate change, it's flooding in Vermont right now and New York State. And so Kathy Hochul talked about climate change yesterday.
Blame capitalism.
Joined here by local leaders to give an update on the current situation, what we're anticipating going forward, and what residents need to do together, how we can stand up and using every bit of our power, mobilizing to fight the ravages of climate change, because, again, these are unprecedented weather events that keep hitting us over and over and over again.
No, they're not.
So we must change our behavior.
Oh, good gosh. I can't.
As a planet, as a country, as a state, and in our own homes. And we're going to continue that conversation in earnest.
Despicable.
Because we have to know that we have to do everything in our power to protect our citizens.
Thank you, Chicken Little. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm looking here. I know for a fact there were 2 massive floods during... Man, we are going old school today. Calvin Coolidge's presidency. Okay? And, he saw that it wasn't the role of the federal government to be taking care of this stuff. And it certainly wasn't caused by man. But even his home state, that on this go-around, Vermont being affected, that was affected when he was president. Did he rush up there and be like, oh, what can I give you to make this better? But no, we're going to have to pump all sorts of money in because man-made climate change.
Yep.
This nightmare. That's the answer to everything.
So yesterday, the Pentagon provided a press conference on the latest on the war between, you're talking about climate change, and John Kerry, of course, tied the war into climate change because have sewer plants been hit? And it released the methane gas and the whole family of gases.
It tells Zelensky to stop blowing up dams.
It released the second cousin once removed of methane.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's something you wouldn't understand, and I can't even say it. It's so far down on the elemental scale because it's just a second cousin, but it's twice removed. And I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
Sorry, John.
But I guess the Pentagon believes that the Russia-Ukraine situation is not going real well.
This is hysterical. This is the greatest clip of the day. Watch this.
A few things. So I will say, with respect to your first question, we believe the war has been a strategic failure for Ukraine. The Secretary spoke to this in a speech he gave in Helsinki last month, I believe it was.
You meant to say Russia,
what's that?
Right?
So, I'm sorry. Excuse me. A strategic failure for Ukraine.
Pause it for a second.
He did it again.
I'm sorry. I told the truth for a second, and I don't want to do that because we're keeping them bolstered up, and we're the ones that keep them standing, and so it's not Ukraine, it's Ukraine.
But
isn't that what he basically said?
We got to play this again.
Yeah,
because then when the press tries to correct him,
he still can't get it.
He screws it up again.
All right, listen to this.
A few things. So I will say, with respect to your first question, we believe the war has been a strategic failure for Ukraine. The Secretary spoke to this in a speech he gave in Helsinki last month, I believe it was. What's that? So, I'm sorry. Excuse me. A strategic failure for Ukraine. Thank you for the correction.
And he did it.
Which
anyway.
I need more than one correction today. A strategic. This is the first time at the podium for a week. I'm apparently a little rusty.
Wow. You're a little something. And I think it might be called a truth sayer. My gosh.
That's bizarre.
That is, how's that for Freudian, huh? You like that?
Yeah. That's interesting, Ivan. Is there a number of people can call about that? Because, geez, do we have time for the Barbara Lee thing? Because she was asked about Afghanistan.
We don't have to play the whole thing. She just asked by Jake Tapper the other day.
Yeah, how much blame does brain dead Biden deserve with this?
With the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Yeah, because we botched that whole thing, but it went better than anybody could expect.
I know you supported the goal of leaving Afghanistan. Do you think President Biden deserves some blame for the way that withdrawal spiraled out of control?
No.
I don't believe the administration deserves any blame for this. We have to remember that Donald Trump made this agreement with the Taliban. Secondly,
okay, I can't take any more. Because there's, Donald Trump, we didn't want to change any of his policies, and certainly not that one. We couldn't. He made the timeline, and so we had to stick to it. As you've noted, we've done everything that was set up by Donald Trump, so we had to do that too, right?
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
It's true. Like it or not. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Great to have you with us. We've got something great coming up on Friday in conjunction with Family Leadership Summit. This Friday, the Blaze Media is teaming up with the Family Leader to host the first presidential forum of the 2024 primaries. How about that? That's pretty cool. And the best part is, it's going to be moderated by none other than Tucker Carlson.
Very cool.
Very first public event since his departure from Fox. And after he's done asking the candidates the pointed questions we all want to know about, Glenn Beck will join Tucker on the stage for a special episode of Glenn TV. So you really don't want to miss this. Head on over to Blaze Summit blazemediasummit.com and click the Notify Me button so you get an alert when we go live. This is one event you're not going to want to miss, so tune in. It's blazemediasummit.com. Join us for that. That's cool. I know that they were working on this like long time ago, and apparently it all came to fruition. So that's awesome. Meanwhile, we have some tweets here. We've got a tweet from
this is important.
Texas Bizzle.
This is very important. You know, this is an important day in the history of the show. It's the 1-year anniversary of a dark day.
It's incredible.
And Texas Bizzle apparently remembered this.
Yeah, maybe circled it on his calendar. I don't know.
I think she did. Yeah, there we go. It's
on her calendar.
I think it's a.
Is it a her?
I think Texas Bizzle's
a her.
I think.
All right.
I don't know. We'll get confirmation.
Maybe Texas Bizzle will confirm or deny.
I'll refresh my Twitter.
I mean, we don't know how Texas Bizzle identifies.
That's a fair point. We don't know.
We don't want to misgender that person. You know, them. But Texas Bizzle writes, "Hey Keith, will there be a very special episode of Pat Unleashed this Tuesday to
today.
honor the anniversary of the death of my original 360.
Oh no, Pat's original 360 died a year ago today.
I didn't even know that, Texas Bizzle. So thank you for the reminder.
John Quincy Adams' birthday.
The day the laughter died.
I see that. That's very creative. We should make that T-shirt. Chris, you want to tell the T-shirt department that should be a T-shirt, and then maybe by July 11th, 2023, it'll be in the store. So cool.
2023, yeah. You mean 2024? 2027, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Ruined my damn joke.
You kind of did. You kind of did.
Anyway, so...
okay, I see.
That's the newbie.
Yeah, this is the new one.
That's the new one.
The new machine.
I don't trust that one, though. I don't trust that one.
Well, there's a lot of things missing from it.
Well, not
is
only
that why,
that, but remember there was that one day it was...
oh, yeah, it started to cycle when it shouldn't have.
And that was a warning sign of the first one.
Yes.
I have a bad feeling that we're going to be sans 360 in here before long.
Oh, that would suck, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Then what do you do?
Well, we've already offered you a solution years ago. That
I said okay to that, but then it went somewhere for a little while, and then...
I think the guy... Here's the thing. I think the guy who proposed that left the company.
Oh.
And is now back.
Oh, okay. That might be true.
So congratulations to John Munoz. We've got a project for you after all.
All right. Well, good. Because there's some, climate change things being focused on today because, the leaders...
that's where we're at.
All the leaders got together and discussed it again, and John Kerry was so proud of the fact that we've spent trillions on a worthless project like this. Proud of the fact that even though we can't change the climate, we're trying to. So eventually they're going to put up some giant shade between us and the sun or something. And
now I need that in my backyard.
The big shade?
Yeah, because I planted some trees a long time ago and got a puppy, and he dug up all the saplings.
Shoot.
And so look at me now, just
look at you
shadeless.
Now. The thing they were actually talking about last week was to spray an aerosol into the atmosphere. What could go wrong?
I'm telling you, Pat.
Nothing.
Pat, somebody sent me a video that I had never seen before. Because often you hear people say, yeah, they're controlling the weather and all this stuff. And you're like, okay, I got it. Now, DARPA, I'm familiar with that. So there's something there. This video was at the United Nations in 2007. And this lady was explaining, as a matter of fact, this is what's happening in California with the spraying of the air and changing the weather. Yeah, I'll have to send it to you.
What?
It's fascinating.
So they were trying to change, or they did change the weather? What?
Yeah, I'll have to send this to you. It's pretty nuanced, but...
was she saying they were responsible for the drought that they used to have, or no?
I want you to watch this video and see if there are parts you want to have as excerpts on the show. Because, again, this is from 2007.
Which is, by the way, a long time ago now.
Right, so it's not like...
Golly.
Yeah, I'm going to find this for you.
Think of that. 2007 is when the iPhone was invented. That's incredible, isn't it? Well, it was invented before that, but that's when it came out. 2007.
Yeah, in fact, I went to Twitter right now and I typed in 2007 United Nations weather modification. And my gosh, there's a lot more videos than just this one lady, Rosalind Peterson, making her presentation. I think there were several people at this event, apparently. Anyway, so, look, I don't know. I don't know, man. The world's nuts.
It is.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
There's a hole in the sky where the tree once was. Somebody's making money.
Beautiful. Plus, there's a solar storm forecast for Thursday. And it's expected to give sky gazers in 17 American states a chance to glimpse the northern lights. Oh, that's cool.
It's cool, except for not us in Texas.
Of course not us. It's never us when something cool like this. It's only us when it's, the sun is going to bake us to a 207-degree frazzle.
Now, that's true. However, next April, though, we are in the direct path of the total eclipse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
good.
it's coming diagonally from the northeast to the southwest. It's going right over Dallas-Fort Worth.
I was thinking about that as I was watching the moon, be gobbled up by something. I don't know. Is the moon even there? Is it a physical object? I don't know. But there's a half moon, and I'm looking at this thing thinking, okay, how do the cycles of the moon? And I think we asked Flat Earth Dave about this, but I don't remember the response. How does that even happen where the sun gets where the Earth gets between the sun and the moon when we're stationary? How does that happen?
Well,
and they just rotate around us.
Well,
so how can that be?
Many Pat heads pointed out after Friday's show, if you missed it, the June 30th show with Flat Earth Dave, that this really puts a crimp in the whole Jeffy getting stuck between the moon and New York City.
Right. I think we talked about it that day.
It's not as big of a deal, right?
Right. Not at all. When it's just a few miles away from us. So I don't know. But anyway, there's a solar storm predicted. Northern lights, of course, aurora borealis, are most often seen in Alaska, Canada, and Scandinavia. But an 11-year solar cycle is expected to peak in 2024 that will make the lights visible in places farther south. 3 months ago, the light displays were visible in Arizona.
Wow! What?
Marking the third severe geomagnetic storm since the current solar cycle began in 2019.
Boy. So that's exciting, honestly. That what sucks about this, you can't book a trip to Norway or whatever to try to see this because you just don't know that far out. They can only predict it, just a short ways out. But I swear to you, mark my words, it is going to be cloudy over Dallas on April, whatever day it is, 8th, 9th, in 2024.
When there's an eclipse?
I swear, if that happens, I'm going to break stuff and you'll see me on the news.
So this should be visible, obviously, Alaska, but Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Indiana, Maine, and Maryland. Nice.
So that's coming up Thursday for the Northern Lights, right? Coming down this far?
I think it said 2024. Yeah, it's going to peak in 2024, but...
What's happening Thursday?
That's a good question. Yeah. No, it's forecast for Thursday.
I think it's both times.
Okay.
But I think the best is going to be next year.
So maybe it starts on Thursday and ends on the... I don't know. Anyway.
Just keep your eyes to the sky on Thursday for another year or so.
Okay.
Keep looking up, y'all.
That seems easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Just gaze at the stars every single day from now until whatever. Because it's going to happen. They're never wrong about any of this.
That's right. I'm glad you know this.
Did you see that the Miss Netherlands pageant just happened and they had a unique winner for the first time?
Yeah, we've got pictures of the lovely winner.
Oh, good.
So there's the one in the middle.
She is.
So there's Hot Pat on the left if you're looking at your TV.
Right.
There is Miss Netherlands in the middle. And the runner-up is to the right.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Oh, my, oh, my.
That's a dude in the middle.
God, jeez. And that was just a political thing. It's just politics. It's about diversion, diversity, inclusion, equity, blah, 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 blah. How insulted would you be if you're like, that's not even a woman?
That's not even a woman. Oh, we got to have that drop from Austin Powers.
Seriously? Is that not insulting to women? the most beautiful, the most talented, the most accomplished among us isn't even a woman. But you can't say that, of course.
No. So congratulations to the Netherlands. Your Miss Universe contestant is a dude.
Jeez. So they will be participating in the Miss Universe pageant, which is coming up. I don't know when. September, is it? I don't know.
I don't know, but
I wouldn't be surprised if that person becomes Miss Universe.
Part of me wants to watch it just because I want to see a car crash, you know?
Yeah.
Coming up in no idea.
No idea.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Did that help?
January
14th, I guess.
Oh.
Hell, I don't
Okay, so that's a ways off.
In El Salvador.
Yes, I did read it was in El Salvador.
So then we're talking about the same place? Okay.
Which, of course, it's close to Manawaniarawa.
Oh.
Yeah. Sort
That's
of.
not a bingo square.
No, it's not.
Shoot.
That was just a bonus one. I threw that in for free.
Uh-huh.
All right. 888-900-3393. Did you know there's a Chicago suburb that is now paying out reparations to all of their black residents? It's Evanston, Illinois. And
Indiana? Is it Illinois?
No, it's Illinois.
Oh,
yeah.
weird.
So let me make sure it's Evanston.
You do that, I'm going to look that up. See if there is an Evanston, Illinois.
It's just suburban Chicago.
Okay. Yeah. There's a Evanston, Illinois. You got to change your name though, y'all, because there's a closer town that's bigger named Evanston in Indiana.
So this initial payment, and they're going to do this for, I think they said 10 years, so $25,000 each. That's pretty significant. If you're going to give them $25,000 a year for 10 years, that's a big payment.
What?
Yeah, to mostly elderly residents, $25,000 each. But you had to have been at least 18 and lived in the city between 1919 and 1969 in order for this to happen. The payments are supposedly going to come from, they can come in the form of vouchers, so you can get a voucher, or cash. I'll thank you to send me the cash.
Yeah.
And it's funded, supposedly, by marijuana and real estate transfer taxes.
Okay. Did it say how many people they expect to qualify for this?
140.
140.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And, of course, one of the leading advocates says, I see it as a test run for the whole country. Yeah, I'll bet you do. I'll bet you do. Good luck with that. But I love it. I love it. Because these are people who are not responsible for slavery, and they're giving it to people who weren't slaves. So
$250,000 per person maximum?
Eventually, I guess, yeah. Yeah.
$35 million is what this thing could top out at. If you do the 250,000 times 140. See, even I can do that.
Jeez, man.
But, wow, congratulations. I certainly, and not to be, dark here, but these people, a lot of them are obviously elderly.
Yeah.
If they've...
Yeah, they said it's mostly for elderly
But
people.
I'm saying, like, how long will they be around to collect this?
Yeah. Who knows?
Okay, well, good luck. I mean,
and how many of them were slaves? Let me count.
Oh, yeah. See, I need the calculator for that
Carry
one, too.
None.
Okay.
0 were slaves.
I can't wait for the follow-up story about this time next year. Pat's going to be with our reading. Got a story out of Evanston, Illinois. Their reparations program has gone bankrupt.
Yeah. You know that's going to happen.
Seriously. And
it has to happen.
Now residents are more pissed now than they were when they weren't getting reparation checks to begin with.
Which will happen. We got another great story, too. Speaking of race, we'll get to that in a second. First, let me tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Man, these are super popular for good reason. First of all, they work. They purify your air. They get rid of the odors, the bacteria, the mold, all of that stuff in your home. Secondly, they're super affordable. And third, easy. I mean, easy to install. There is no installation, really. You just plug it in and turn it on, and it's ready to go. And then you don't have to, 6 months down the line, think, oh my gosh, it's time to change the filter in that again. Nope, no filters to change. Starts working in seconds to clear a room of any odor. There's no costly filters to ever replace. And with over 350,000 of these already sold, and numerous, thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews online. It's going to work for you. And during this week, got a great deal for you on your own Thunderstorm air purifier. Right now, you can save $200 on 3 Thunderstorms for whole home protection. That's 3 units under $200. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com, put in the discount code PAT. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and you're getting free shipping.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Regarding our wonderful race relations in this post-racial world now that we live in because of President Barack Obama. Apparently, one UFC fighter called another, both of them black, by the way, the N-word. And so Dana White was asked about that. He's the president, of course, of the UFC. Here's what he had to say.
The tension between those two and kind of the racial undertones and all those things. What were the racial undertones? Dricka says he's the real African fighter, and so, Israel dropped some N-words in there tonight.
So what was the racial? Who did? Who dropped the racial?
Israel was saying over and over, yeah.
He's black.
50 N-bombs in there.
Okay, he's black. Who gives a
I was going to say, so you don't have any concern about the way the build-up, the tension between those two?
I could care less. This is the fight business.
No, Dana, tell me.
There's a lot of signs you can say whatever
honey.
you want to say. Who gives a Why are people bitching about that?
Some people.
Of course they are. Oh, A. All right.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Too bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Last.
Okay, he doesn't care that one black man called another black man.
I guess the guy's white. The other guy's white. So the N-word was used to describe a white guy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
whatever. Call
and
me
again,
a
his
cracker.
point is blacks can use that word.
I love that.
Where if it's so verboten, nobody should. But yeah. I know they're coming after him because it was just said. It was spoken. But really, the biggest problem there is he could care less. Well, then, you care about it, right? Because you could care less, then there's some amount of caring going on there. I really wish people could get that right.
I know, that is frustrating.
Oh,
somebody
so
commented,
obnoxious.
and I don't know the politics of Dana White, but somebody commented
I think he's pretty conservative
on Twitter. Yeah, I think you're right. But they said, I mean, this guy as president would be awesome.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine some of the press conferences?
Israel called him an N-word.
Okay, and?
See, when I think of possible presidents, for some reason my brain always goes to sitting down across from Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Dana White sit across.
Yeah, I think he could hold his own on that in that regard. So we found this amazing. I don't know who found this first.
Yeah,
do you know? Did somebody send us this link?
Chris Brady, who puts together some of the show prep stuff for us, he sent us this link, and I thought this is right up Pat's alley.
FakeHateCrimes.org.
Yeah, come on.
And how many do they list there? These are just the ones we know about.
This goes up.
There's page after page after. I think it's over 500.
Correct.
Right? Well over 500 racial hoaxes that are documented. I mean, how many times have we talked about the fact that these are almost always a hoax, and here's the evidence right here.
And what this website does for you is it links to the news stories. And what is it again? What was it?
FakeHateCrimes, with an S, .org.
.org. Okay, so we will tweet this out if you want to check it out for yourself. It is a treasure trove.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's happened over and over and over again. People just trying to pit us against each other with some sort of racial nonsense. Like, hey, they painted go back to Ireland on my garage. So I could care less about that.
Wait. So here's just the most recent ones. So maybe it's 483, I think.
Okay.
So maybe that's how many. Anyway, he says, like, New York cop accused colleagues of menacing her with text messages, arrested for sending them herself. Next one. School suspends black students for anti-black racism. This is the third time we've had perpetrators of a racially motivated incident identified as African Americans. Next one. LGBTQ slurs found at MIT, done by students protesting school's new pro-free speech efforts. So these are just the most recent three that I just read you the headlines, and it links to these stories if you want to check
love
it out. So fakehatecrimes.org.
Whoever did that, thank you for putting it together. Whoever brought it to our attention, thank you. Because that's one of our jihad's, is the fake racial hoaxes because, again, we're just, as a rule, not like that. We just don't do it. Nobody is, very few. There are some who are going to walk up to your garage door and spray paint some epitaph on it. It just normally doesn't happen on this planet. And, on the planet it does, but not in this country. Because generally we get along pretty well with each other, contrary to what they'll tell you. By the way, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy was on a stage at a concert. I don't know this band. It's like Brian and the Jerks or something.
Brian and the Jerks.
Brian and the Jerks. And so they're on stage, and I guess that Phil Murphy, Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, is a friend of the lead singer. And here's what happened. They're booing him.
Hey! What did I tell you guys?
What did I tell you?
Listen to me. He didn't want to hear that. He's a buddy of mine. This is not about politics. He's a friend of mine. Do not do that, please.
They don't care.
Out of respect for my friend.
They don't care. And they continue to boo him. Oh, man.
And this was what? Bill and the Jerks? What was it?
Yeah, Bill and the Jerks.
Jimmy and the
Brian
Jerks.
and the
Brian
Jerks.
and the Jerks.
I don't know. Somebody in Jerks.
Maybe you tour outside of New Jersey next time, buddy.
It's fantastic.
What did I tell you about this?
I don't know. What did you... We don't care.
Right.
We could care less. By the way, what's going on with Trudeau's hand here? Watch how he's holding his hand as he's flipping pancakes at some event. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look at that. What happened, man?
Uh-oh. What's happening there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's a weird thing.
How many
It's amazing the detail that people notice, you know? And obviously...
How many shots that cat got?
Oh, wow.
Probably none, since he's an elite politician.
Wow.
But I don't know.
A good question. Could it be that? I'm going to say yes.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LGBT.
All right, let me take a minute and tell you about something I really love, and that's Super Beat Heart Chews. So good. And I love the healthy blood pressure and heart healthy energy it gives me. Who wouldn't? And if you can give me that in a form that also tastes great, I'm in. I'm there. Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in Super Beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone. They've got over 30,000 5-star reviews and counting. Super Beets Heart Chews are definitely having their moment right now. Number 1, pharmacist recommended Beet brand for cardiovascular health support, which means it's blood pressure support you can trust. Double your potential with Super Beets Heart Chews. Get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Heart Chews and 15% off your first order by going to Get Super Beets, BEETS, GetSuperBeets.com. Use the promo code PAT. That's GetSuperBeets.com, promo code PAT. What a world. What a world we live in. The Archbishop of York has suggested that the opening words of the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, who art in heaven, it's recited, of course, by Christians all over the world for 2,000 years. Why? Because Jesus told us to. That's why. So if you are a Christian, how can you call that problematic? In his opening address to a meeting of the Church of England's ruling body, Stephen Cottrell dwelt on the words, "Our Father," the start of the prayer, based on Matthew 6, 9 through 13, and Luke 11, 2 through 4 in the New Testament. I know the word father is problematic for those whose experience of earthly fathers has been destructive and abusive, and for all of us who have labored rather too much from an oppressively patriarchal grip on life.
Wow.
How are you
so hard?
I mean, come on.
Wow.
If you're a Christian, this is how Jesus told us to pray. It can't be problematic by definition. I mean, if you're Christian, it's certainly anything can be if you don't believe it. But when you believe in it, you would think the Archbishop of York does. It's blasphemy to say that's problematic.
Be offended.
Yeah, I mean that. I think you said the operative thing. If you're
Yes, if you're Christian. And maybe the Archbishop of York isn't.
I don't know, man.
Maybe he's not.
I just don't know.
So pathetic.
Boy, that's rough.
Oh,
they
man.
keep surprising us with this stuff, though.
Don't they, though?
Nothing is sacred. Literally nothing is sacred.
I know, and you would think, all right, it's a religious leader. You'd be safe listening to what he has to say. You would think. But no. Even that is problematic. By the way, when you take your children, your grandchildren to pediatricians nowadays, you might want to pay attention to what the doctor is asking your child. As in this case, I guess, was this the father who was recording this? Who recorded this?
So, no, it's just the dad is ranting.
Oh, the dad ranted. Okay.
Vehicle.
I thought maybe they were right in the... No. Okay. So here's what the dad had to say.
All right.
I'm literally on fire right now. I just got off the phone with my wife, who took my 9- and 7-year-old boys to the doctor today to get physicals for tackle football and school next year and all that other shit. My 9-year-old son went in first, and the first thing this woman asks him is if he identifies as a boy, a girl, gender fluid, or non-binary.
Oh, go.
My son.
Oh, my gosh.
He's never heard of any of that shit before. You've been dealing with him your whole life. He is clearly a boy's boy. So what are you, trying to plant a fucking seed in his head?
Yeah. They're groomers.
The only thing I could be thankful for is that my wife took them instead of me. And props to my wife because she said something. And if she didn't, they would have asked my 7-year-old son the same damn question. This shit is ridiculous. And to the people out there to think that there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm just a transphobe or all that shit, you're up.
Yeah, you
this
are.
And there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. The pendulum is starting to swing back because people are fed up. It's just been pushed way too far by the radicals in the LGBTQIA2+ group. It's just too much. He's literally on fire.
That's what he said at the beginning of the video. He said he's on fire.
So I guess he'd be en fuego? Would be another way to put that? Yeah,
I see.
He's en fuego. Although he's not literally on fire.
Oh, no. Here we are.
I mean, this is like, we're going to have to just stop and do a grammar class here pretty soon. You keep using that word.
So wait, should he have said, it's like I'm literally on fire?
Yes, it's almost as if I'm on fire, or I feel like I'm on fire, or my emotions have been fired up.
But would that have lessened the impact of his video? If he had
No, not with me anyway.
I see.
But when you say you're literally on fire, I'm going for a fire extinguisher. That's what I'm doing.
Screw that. I'm just calling the fire department and let them deal with this guy. Not my problem. I don't know him.
But literally, I mean...
You keep using that word.
Yeah.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Okay. Wow. All right. I'm glad we got that cleared
You definitely got to listen to what these doctors and not...
Yeah, pay attention.
It's any adult authority in your child's life.
Teachers,
a doctor, a teacher,
doctors,
right?
Counselors,
police.
Yes. Police.
You gotta, priests. I mean, you gotta really keep an eagle eye on everybody that your kid comes in contact with. Sad. True.
That's really. Well, he's even an archbishop. It's like, isn't that one of the really high positions in the Church of England? You got the Bishop of Canterbury, who I think still does the crowning of the king, right? And you got the Archbishop of York. I mean, they're pretty high up.
Yeah, I'm looking for the Catholic hierarchy chart. See if I can find something.
Is an archbishop bigger than a bishop? I don't know. I don't know. All right. A new artificial intelligence-powered tool that aims to detect signs of dementia, Alzheimer's, and other memory disorders by analyzing a person's speech and language patterns. You know what we should do is find this AI. It's called CognoSpeak.
Okay.
And researchers at the University of Sheffield developed it. And what if we were to do this and put Joe Biden's sentence structure into it?
We could test it out.
We could play one of his clips. Yeah. See if it really works.
Oh, my goodness.
In early trials that included both Alzheimer's patients and cognitively healthy people, the tool showed 90% accuracy in identifying those with dementia, which is just as accurate as pen and paper tests. The patient communicates with a virtual agent displayed via a web browser on a computer, laptop, or tablet. The virtual agent poses certain questions to patients, similar to the ones... Oh, okay, so I guess you couldn't just put any clip into it and it'll tell you. That's too bad. But it's similar to the ones used to test memory skills during in-person consultations, and then it asks them to describe pictures and test their verbal fluency.
Yeah, that's...
Would you want to know? I don't think I
want to know about myself?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Would you really?
I want to know if that train's coming down the track and how much time I got.
I'm not sure. I'm worried about it enough as it is.
Yeah.
I don't need any more.
Okay. Well.
You know, because I could definitely care less. I could care less about that.
Wait, hold on. Does that work?
Yeah, because I could care less.
You could care less?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to die driving, so, I mean, that's...
You're going to die driving?
Yeah, I'll be dead behind the wheel somehow, some way.
Hope I'm not on the street with you at the time.
Yeah, you and I are always hanging out. So
a lot. Well, I could be driving by you or around you.
I see.
And then once you've died, I'm assuming
you're that car that goes Mach 8 by me. So the chances of you crossing paths with me are just very slim.
That's probably true.
No, gosh, people ask this all the time. You know, would you like to know how you're going to die or when you're going to die?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
I'm a planner.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to know.
So you want to plan for it?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't.
You don't want to?
No, thanks.
All right.
No. Oh. All right. As central banks in countries like China, India, and Australia begin transitioning to a digital currency, the Fed has been contemplating the same thing for the U.S. With a digital currency, the government could track every single purchase you make. Officials could even stop you from making purchases on certain products, or freeze or seize part of your assets or all of your money. So these are some of the reasons concerned Americans are reaching out to Birch Gold Group. They want to have a physical asset that's independent from the U.S. dollar. Gold held tax sheltered in a retirement account. Find out if that's right for you. Text PAT to 989898 and they'll send you a free info kit on gold. It has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've got thousands of happy customers and countless 5-star reviews. They've been helping you, our listeners, from the very beginning. Text PAT to 989898 and claim your free info kit on gold, because if a central bank digital currency becomes reality, it will be nice to have some gold to depend on. So text PAT to 989898.
Unleashed.
Just saw an interesting story this morning that the Titanic sub, the Titan submersible that imploded a few weeks ago, do you know what the success rate that particular sub had? Have you heard this?
No.
You heard that? Did you read about that in the paper today? Did you read about that?
Wouldn't it be 100% until it had a bad day?
No, it's slightly below 100%. So apparently, at times, they couldn't get to the Titanic. its success rate of getting you, okay, keep in mind, this is $250,000 per person.
Oh, yeah.
It has a 14% success rate, or had. It had a 14%. 13 out of 90 dives were successful.
So we're not taking you down until the check clears.
I guess so.
And then you may or may not get to see the Titanic.
Yeah. You had to sign a waiver that made explicit note of the fact that they had only succeeded 13 out of 90 times.
Oh, my gosh. And I know that there was a guy with the company who wrote the CEO and said, yeah, this thing shouldn't be going down there.
Yeah.
All sorts of issues. But keep in mind, you're paying $250,000. You're not even seeing the Titanic with your own eyes.
You're not even guaranteed to. No.
Well, yeah, that too. But you're watching it through TV monitors. Hell, I could do that.
Oh, that's right.
I could do that at home. I could wait till Pat goes out of town, break into his home, and then watch it on his big screen TV. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? I wasn't supposed to say that.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Yeah, I like it when you go out of town during football season. Anyway, but seriously, you're not even seeing it with your own eyes.
Right, it's on a screen for you. Because they don't have windows in this thing, obviously. You're not looking out the windshield and saying, oh, yeah, there it is. There it is.
Gosh.
14% of the time you get there, and you can see it on a screen inside the sub.
There are just some things that
How
I hear.
stupid do you have to be to have paid for that?
Man, you're...
No, thank you.
Man,
wow.
I'm sorry that you died, but that was stupid to go down there in the first place.
I know. Exactly right.
For so many reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you must have just so much money that you're just willing to literally dump it into the ocean.
And that kid, a teenager who just went down because his dad was an enthusiast.
Yeah, and I think he was worried about it, wasn't he? Didn't we hear that he was afraid to do that?
Yeah, he didn't want to do that.
Yeah. In fact, no regulatory body had ever approved of this venture.
Wow.
And that also was recorded in the waiver. Okay, by the way, there's no agency that will say this is safe, this is good, we're fine, and we've been sanctioned for this kind of thing. So the opposite of that is in the waiver. And, there's a little thing that 13 times out of 90 trips, it's actually been successful where you get to see the Titanic. So, but thank you for your $250,000 donation.
All aboard.
Incredible.
No, thank you.
And obviously the safety of this thing had been questioned numerous times. Concerns about it had been reported as far back as 2009. More concerns in 2018. Past adventures aboard the Titan also experienced a number of malfunctions, including a torn stabilization tube and electrical issues. That's got to be fun. Tests on the sub at the Deep Ocean Test Facility, part of the U.S. Naval Academy, also found that its carbon fiber hull showed signs of cyclic fatigue at lower depths. Let's see, you're going down, was it 16,000 feet, I believe? That's a lower depth. That's pretty deep. And so if it shows signs of fatigue, you might not want to get in it. Dang, it's hard to believe that people would actually do this. I mean, how badly do you want to see that? By being near it. Because we've all seen it. Right? How many times have you seen the footage of the Titanic? A lot of times.
Right.
A bunch of times. I get it.
Let me introduce these folks to YouTube. You could just literally just type it in.
Yes.
And think of if you had $250,000 to burn and you just wanted a thrill of some sort. I could
think of a lot of different ways.
And Jeffy's not here today to chime in, but I can think of lots of ways to spend that money and get a better time than going down there. And I'm talking about if it were a successful trip.
Yeah. I know.
Cold, dark.
I know.
I mean,
I think I'd rather go to the Kármán line. Go to space, do that.
Yeah.
For $200, and I think it's the same price, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's pretty risky too, and I'm not sure I would do it.
Every day's a good day at the Kármán line.
But yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you're in a tube with strangers all cramped in there, cold, dark. But hey, here's a monitor. I just don't see the
it's weird
enjoyment of that. I'm sorry.
No, it's weird. At least on the trip to space, you've got windows. You can look outside and see. Oh, look at that! Yeah, we're really high.
Oh, look,
we're up here.
It's round.
Huh? Didn't see that coming. I really thought Flat Earth Day was right. Guess not. Yeah, it's 64 miles above the Earth. I think you should be able to check that out. You should be able to see that.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow. I mean, the way people spend their money. But I guess if you're a billionaire, and these guys were billionaires, it's worth it to you. Just taking the chance. It's quite a gamble, though. It's probably you've got the same chance of success as you do at a roulette wheel, but more chance for something really bad going on. And something bad did happen. It's really sad.
Hey, so can we go back to your big screen TV, like your theater setup again?
Yeah.
The baseball All-Star game is tonight.
Oh, is it?
Just wanted you to know about that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the information.
Let's see if maybe you wanted
to watch that.
Invite
on my theater
anybody
screen
over to come watch it with you on the big screen.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody who really loves baseball enough. My oldest son does. He'd probably want to come over.
Look at this. This is a baseball team.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. That's a good idea.
They got 7 players on the Braves.
Got 7?
Yeah.
All-Stars?
Yeah, the Phillies manager who's running the National League, he's kind of playing with the idea of putting the entire Braves infield on the field at the same time.
That'd be kind of cool.
We have catcher, third, short, second, and first.
Any pitchers? No
pitcher. 2 pitchers. They're not going to pitch, though.
Wow.
So
they're having a good year.
8 All-Stars, because you got Acuna out there. Oh, they're the best team in baseball.
How far ahead are they?
I think 8.5 is where we're at.
No, it's not
9.5, something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good season.
There's still plenty of time to collapse, though. They could totally collapse, by October, for sure. Completely. Like, it seems like Atlanta teams do that from time to time.
What is happening?
Like, I don't know. Was there a football team that totally...
Doesn't ring
from
a bell.
Atlanta. Falcons or something? Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
Super Bowl.
With what you're talking about.
Patriot.
I got to hide all my Falcons stuff real quick. 8 All-Stars. I think the Rangers had 8 All-Stars as well. And I think for them it was the first time, what did I read? I don't know. Since 1919 that a team had all position players represented or something like that.
Oh, really?
I don't know. The Rangers are tremendous as well this year.
Yeah, they're good.
And congratulations to Stu's Toronto Blue Jay slugger, Vladimir Guerrero, with the home run derby win last night.
I missed it. Darn.
You have the big screen.
I know.
What?
I missed it.
Oh.
I didn't sleep at all the night before. I mean, not at all. So I finally just got up and came in at like 1:30 in the morning. But last night, I was so tired. My wife's like, why don't you just go to bed? I'm like, it's 5:30. Yeah, but you're going to fall asleep out here anyway. I thought, you're right. I'm going to bed. And I did.
Been there.
And I did. Google's quantum computer instantly makes calculations that take rivals 47 years to complete.
What? Wait, hold on. How do we know? How do we know that?
I don't. Well, let's see. Google has developed a quantum computer that instantly makes calculations that would take the best existing supercomputers 47 years. In a breakthrough meant to establish beyond doubt that the experimental machines can outperform conventional rivals. A paper from researchers at Google published online claims that the company's latest technology is, quote, beyond the capabilities of existing classical supercomputers, unquote.
Anyone else concerned with this story?
Yeah. Since it's coming from Google.
Especially considering that if you take any technological company, tech company that knows more than you about you than anybody is Google. Senate structure is my strong point.
Proponents of quantum computers say the technology, which relies on the peculiar states of quantum physics, can create hugely powerful machines able to battle climate change.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
And create breakthrough drugs. However, they also threaten to undermine today's encryption systems, which kind of makes them a national security priority. 4 years ago, Google claimed to be the first company to achieve quantum supremacy, a milestone point at which quantum computers surpass existing machines.
Okay, good.
That was challenged at the time by rivals, which argued that Google was exaggerating the difference between its machine and traditional supercomputers.
Okay.
Now, saying that theirs is 47 years ahead of the other ones,
get that.
Wow. I mean, if you can't call that an exaggeration, they're kind of onto something here, I would think.
I think you mentioned there. So,
wow.
Oh, you know what? We need to play this clip. I forgot. Last night, we've talked about the whistleblower guy, the Israeli, who says, yeah, I've got information on the Bidens. He's been trying to get the Biden's crime family revealed since 2019. Could have saved us from a lot of trouble.
He claims he's being hunted down by our government.
Yes. Well, last night there was an update in this. Brett Baer dropped the news.
Okay.
Former Israeli army officer and co-director of a Maryland think tank is under federal indictment tonight. Gal Luft is charged with acting as an unregistered foreign agent, trafficking in arms, violating U.S. sanctions against Iran, and making false statements to federal agents. He says he was arrested in Cyprus to stop him from testifying before a congressional committee regarding bribery allegations against the Biden family. Luft makes those allegations in a video obtained exclusively by the New York Post.
I, who volunteered to inform the U.S. government about potential security breach and about compromising information about a man vying to be the next president, am now being hunted by the very same people whom I informed and may have to live on the run for the rest of my life.
Luft calls the charges against him completely political. We'll follow up with lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
So there you go. You're a whistleblower. You go to go to the U.S. government. They surely will take care of this and won't let this get out of hand. And now they're the ones that are hunting him, and now he's been indicted. So, boy, we are a beacon of freedom and hope to the rest of the world, aren't we? United States of America.
Indeed we are. Indeed we are. If it was anybody else in office, I'd say, yeah, he's suspect. But,
yeah,
with this guy,
never give this government the benefit of the doubt.
No, you can't. They've proven themselves to be lying sacks way too many times. We'll see you on Overtime.
This